Welcome to Springboro 45066 Part 1. In our March-April show, we'll visit Springboro High School and talk to the cheerleaders about the national competition. David and Adam give us a Kaufman Family Y update, and Carrie returns to the high school to visit two guidance counselors who started the Springboro Speaker Series. We'll hear from Vickie and Ally at the Springboro Library, and Carrie talks to Carla Parra from Just Joy on our continuing series highlighting local businesses that give back to the community. I'll meet your neighbor. I talked to Jim Kilgore, a longtime resident and Air Force veteran, and it's all happening right now on Springboro 45066. Hello everyone, and welcome to Springboro 45066. Carrie and I are blessed this morning to have Carol Hughes, Executive Director of our Springboro Chamber. And behind us you'll see the Hometown Expo, which Carol's going to say something, and Carrie's got a report on that as well with Adam. We're glad to have you this morning. Got an exciting show coming up. Carrie, where are we going first?
We are going to go to Springboro High School. If you didn't know, which I'm sure you as the mayor did know, our varsity competition cheerleading squad won the national championships this year in Florida. So we got to sit down with Jill Long, the advisor, and her competition squad and talk to the girls about how it feels to be national champs.
Cool.
Yeah. We are in the main gym at Springboro High School, joined by the national champion Springboro varsity competition squad. Ladies, welcome.
Thank you.
This is awesome. Jill Long is with me. She is their competition coach and advisor. Jill, thank you for getting the girls here today.
Thanks for having us.
So tell me a little bit about it. What's it like to be a national champion cheer coach? Holy cow.
It is a great feeling. It's very, very exciting.
Yeah? So what does it take to get these girls to nationals and to become the national champions?
Well, it takes a lot of hard work, practice, and love for one another, I would say.
And it's probably a lot of fun though too, right?
We have a lot of fun.
I can tell because I can hear the giggling. All right, so Jill, the ladies competed in February in Florida at Disney, is that correct?
Yes.
Holy cow, how much fun was that traveling with 25 women?
It was a lot of fun. They all brought their families, so we had a great time.
Fantastic. So tell me a little bit about the competition. You were telling me earlier it's a 2.5 minute.
Yes. It's really exciting and nerve-wracking because the girls are on a big stage. They know that it's being televised, and so it's just a lot more pressure, and it makes them a lot more nervous. But they obviously did a fantastic job.
Obviously, if they came home as national champs. So 2.5 minutes of cheering, tumbling, and just showing them what Springboro does best. And then you have to wait for results, correct?
Yes.
So how long is the wait from when you perform to actually the announcement, the awards?
Well, this year they were one of the last teams to perform, so they probably had to wait about 45 minutes, maybe an hour.
Okay. So that's not that long.
No, they were lucky. It's always fun to be one of the last ones. So after they performed, there was a couple more teams that went, and then it was awards.
Awesome, awesome. Well, let's talk to a few of your seniors, if you don't mind. Okay, so now we've got Caitlin, who is a senior on the national championship squad. Caitlin, thank you for taking a moment to chat with us.
Of course.
Tell me a little bit about what it was like.
It's really fun when we go down there, especially because just even like traveling to the airport and everything with our entire team, like we're this giant group, and
it's a force.
Yeah, just the whole experience itself, because you're just with each other so much, and I feel like the bonds that we create at nationals are they get so much stronger here just because we're with each other so constantly.
Sure. I bet it's like a family.
It is. We practice when we're down there, and we actually got to use some of the mats that were outside, so we can tumble outside and everything like that.
Awesome.
And that's always, I feel like that makes me feel better when we're actually in the you're around cheerleaders all the time too, and so when other cheer teams are watching you, that kind of gives a little bit of pressure on you.
Of course.
And like makes you want to kind of show what you have, and it's just really fun getting to see like what other teams do and showing them what you can do, and yeah, it's a good time.
Okay, so one other question. From the time that you guys finished your performance, did you know you nailed it? Like, did you just have a feeling like this championship is ours, the title is ours, or were you really kind of like biting your fingernails at awards, just hoping?
I mean, I don't know about everyone else personally, but I know when I got off of the mat, like I just felt really good about it. You get like a feeling.
You do, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Especially when I was like doing, like in the middle of the routine, I could just feel that this was going so well, and
like you nailed it.
Yeah. And so to get off the mat, and then you get to watch your routine right back to you. They've recorded it. Or,
oh, neat. Okay.
Yeah. So you'll go and you watch it right after you perform it, and just watching it, like I got really teary-eyed just because this is my last year. And
right. Sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
that's awesome.
I felt like we did. So
one last question. When they made the announcement, Springboro High School, I mean, did everybody just freak out? Does everybody scream? Do you cry? I mean, what do you do? Like, I've never won a national championship
like
before.
all of what you just said.
Okay, so you scream, you cry, you cheer. I mean, that's awesome. Awesome. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, who's next? Who's my next victim? All right, so Danielle, who's also a senior on the squad, you and I were just chatting before we started rolling about, some of the important things from this season. If you wouldn't mind, tell me again what you told me.
The most important thing I'd say is adversity. Everybody struggles, everybody has their ups and downs, but you gotta just be able to pick yourself up and move on from those obstacles.
Sure. And you were telling me that you've been, affected by injuries and whatnot, so this is only your second time at nationals.
Right. So I didn't do a competition cheer sophomore year, and last year I was kind of unfortunate and I had a double ankle injury, and so I only got to compete 4 out of the however many competitions, and so I just want to advise people not to take their season for granted, because you never know when you're not going to be able to compete anymore.
That's awesome. Really, really cool. And ladies, I understand your season's not over yet. You still have 1 competition to go. So, we'll wish you the best of luck at that. So how cool is that? Springboro High School National Champion Competition Cheer Squad. Ladies, congratulations. I know the entire community is so proud of you, and we wish you the best of luck, because I understand there's still 1 more competition left in your season. All right, well, we're all so proud of you, and
back to you, Mayor.
Thanks, Jill. So, Carrie, where are we going next?
we are headed to the Kaufman YMCA to meet with David Thompson, the director. Something really exciting about the Kaufman Y is they just reached the milestone of having over 17,000 members. 17,000. Isn't that great?
It's incredible. We have a great Y.
We really do. We really do. Let's go talk to David and Adam at the Y.
Thank you, Carrie, and welcome back to the Kaufman Family YMCA. My name is David Thompson. I'm the director here at the YMCA. It's my pleasure to be able to tell you a little bit about some of the upcoming events that we have that you can get you or your family involved with. The first thing I'd like to talk to you about is our upcoming pickleball tournament. On April 19th at 9 in the morning, we're going to be kicking off our first ever pickleball tournament here at the Kaufman YMCA. This tournament will be double elimination format, and all proceeds will go in support of our annual campaign here at the YMCA, which goes towards helping people in the community that cannot afford all of the services or membership here at the YMCA to get involved. For more information, please reach out to Darlene Reed, our Health and Wellness Director, at 937-886-2845. The next event that I'd like to talk to you all about is our Sprint Triathlon. On Sunday, May 13th, beginning at 7 in the morning, come on out and join the Kaufman YMCA and Milano's as we host our Sprint Triathlon. A portion of these proceeds will also be going to benefit our YMCA annual campaign. This is a great race for beginners as well as those that are seasoned triathletes to come on out and put your skills to the test. Pre-registration for the event is $50 if you register by May 7th. After that, it's $60, and t-shirts are guaranteed for those registered on or before May 7th. To register, please visit www.speedy-feet.com. For more information or questions on the event, please feel free to reach out to Darlene Reed here at the Kaufman YMCA at 886-2845. I also want to tell everybody about the next session of our YMCA Live Strong program that begins on April 13th. Live Strong at the Y is a 12-week program designed to empower cancer survivors to take an active role in their health by engaging in a strength and conditioning program. Register today for this program that is sponsored by Premier Health. Now I'd like to introduce you all to Adam Wilhelm, who is our sports director, who's going to talk to everybody about our upcoming soccer program.
Thanks, Dave. I want to tell you guys about one of our largest programs we have here at the Kaufman YMCA, which is our spring outdoor soccer program. We are currently registering for spring soccer right now from the ages of 3 to 12 years old. We will have a parents meeting on April 14th at 11:30 a.m. Then there will be a coaches training on April 17th at 6 p.m. and then also a players evaluation on April 11th at 6 p.m. Practices will start the week of April 23rd and games will begin on May 5th. Once games begin, there will always be one practice during the week and then the games will always be on Saturdays. If you'd like to contact me for any more information, my phone number is 937-886-2844. Thanks for coming out to the Kaufman YMCA, guys, and now it's back to Carrie.
Thanks, Adam. All right, Carol, where are we headed next?
Well, I believe we're going over to Springboro schools to learn from the guidance counselors at the junior high and the high school about what we need to know about our kids and the way that they think and the way that they act these days. Wow, what powerful stuff.
All right, we are here today at Springboro High School, and I'm joined by two guidance counselors, Dana Mitchell from Springboro High School, and then Randy Bargo from Springboro Junior High. Ladies, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you. Absolutely. Now, what we're here to talk about today is something that the two of you created called the Springboro Speaker Series. And I think this is really brilliant because it reaches out directly to the parents of our district, and it tries to educate them on some of the current issues and what's going on in the world today. Could you tell us a little bit about it and your inspiration behind it, please?
Yeah, for sure. The Springboro Speaker Series actually started last year when our superintendent, Mr. Schreier, brought some staff and parents together to talk about perhaps having a parent connection day where the schools and parents would get together and work in partnership with each other and provide some information. As those meetings went on, we decided rather than just having one day that we would maybe turn it into a series and bring in experts to talk about things that we were seeing in our buildings that we thought parents could use. So tools for helping your kids with depression or anxiety, technology, all these other issues that we're seeing within our building.
Sure, sure.
And I think too, one of the biggest things about it is that we really want to increase our partnership with our community, with our parents, because we all want the same things. We all want happy, healthy, successful kids. So the more we're working together and coming together as a team to work towards those things, the better outcomes our students are going to have.
Sure, sure. And I love the fact that you're taking the time to educate parents. If you would tell us a little bit about the speakers you've had in the past, and then about the one that's upcoming towards the end of March.
Yeah, our first two speakers actually were certified prevention specialists. One of them was the former deputy director of prevention at Ohio Mental Health and Addiction Services. So we've been really fortunate to have some fantastic, knowledgeable experts. So our first event was what's going on inside your teen's brain. So it kind of was to talk about parents biologically. There might really be a reason in your child's brain why they are acting in such a crazy manner. What appears to be a crazy manner to you. And then our second event was titled The Drama Years, Why Everything Really Is Such a Big Deal. And Dr. Tammy Collins talked a lot about why, what are the academic pressures, what are the social pressures, and just the pressures in general that our kids are facing, and how can we help them manage those.
Sure, sure.
And then our third event that we just had back in January was actually an event called What Might Be Hidden Right Under Your Nose. So we were very fortunate to have people from the Loveland Drug Task Force come, and they actually set up a student's bedroom and had all all of these drug paraphernalia, weapons, things that literally were hidden within the bedroom, and parents were able to take a tour, and then it was very interesting to see after the parents sat down
what they missed.
Exactly what they missed. And then that we were also fortunate to have a parent share her story of her son who had passed away from a drug overdose, and I think that parent connection was huge for our parents to hear as well, because everyone thinks that it won't happen to them.
And it's everywhere. So these events, they're geared towards parents, but they're open to any member of the community. Is that correct?
Absolutely. And our upcoming event is actually on March 22nd at 7 o'clock. At the Springboro High School LGI. And this is a really great event for anyone that works with kids. It's going to focus on managing technology use and what are some of these dangerous apps and different ways that teens can get into trouble or problems with technology, and how, strategies for how we as parents and people that care about young people, how can we help them to manage this and use technology in an appropriate and healthy way.
Sure.
She's also going to touch on too the links between social media use and technology use and mental health, because there's a lot more research coming out about the more social media accounts you have, the higher likelihood that you might be to be depressed or deal with anxiety. And that's something that we're certainly seeing an influx of within our buildings too.
Oh goodness. But that's so nice that you are taking the time to educate parents and other community members. Now, if someone wanted to attend the program on the 22nd, how would they go about that? Are there tickets? I know you said the event is free.
Yes, the event is free. We do just ask that people RSVP, so we have a good idea of the number to expect. We have a web page on the Springboro Schools website. It's called just www.springboro.org/speaker series, and they can go there and view actually video from our previous events, and there's an RSVP link right there that they can fill out online.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you so much for creating such an important project and series for our parents and our community, and to protect our students, because that is the goal, I think, of everyone in Springboro. Is to have healthy, happy kids that are our future.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Randy, Dana, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much for having us.
Back to you.
Well, thanks, Randy and Dana. That was very interesting. Carrie?
Incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah, amazing stuff.
I mean, it has to be great information for parents to have. I mean, when we grew up, we didn't have Instagram, Facebook, cell phones. I mean, the world has changed.
A lot.
You have to take your head out of the sand and deal with it.
Oh, goodness. I prefer to have my head in the sand.
Okay.
All right, so let's head out to the library and chat with Vickie and Ally.
Thanks, Carrie. We have some exciting stuff going on at the library. On Wednesday, April 25th, from 3:30 to 5, teens ages 11 to 18 are invited to make a Mother's Day craft for Mom at the Springboro Library. All materials are provided and registration is required, so please call 937-748-3200 to sign up.
Then on Friday, April 27th, children ages 6 through 12 are invited to come to an art workshop from 5 to 6:30 p.m. at the Springboro Library. This program will focus on the process of creating art, and children will have the opportunity to explore art using paint, clay, markers, and collage. Registration is required, so please call 937-748-3200 to sign up.
And don't forget, our 2018 summer reading program is going to start on Tuesday, May 29th, 2018. The theme this year is Libraries Rock. Kids and teens can pick up their reading logs anytime after the start of the program, and adults will receive an entry for every book they read. We look forward to seeing you this summer. Thanks, Carrie, and back to you.
All right, thanks, Vickie and Ally. Mayor, where are we headed next?
Well, we're going to get back to the business community, so to speak. We're going to go out and see Carla, and she's going to tell us all about Just Jewelry.
Wonderful.
Let's go see that interview.
All right, thank you. We are at New Spring Church today on 741, and we are talking to Carla Parra with Just Jewelry, JJ Boutique, about her products that give back to the communities. So Carla, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. It's wonderful.
No, this is lovely. And we'd love to know more about Just Jewelry and JJ Boutique. And then, of course, the products that your company has that, give back to the community.
Well, I'm really excited to represent them. They have consultants all over the country, in Puerto Rico and I think Germany even.
Oh my goodness.
And what's wonderful is that anytime you purchase an item with Just Jewelry or a boutique item, the company gives back 10% to world missions.
Wow.
So automatically you're doing something really wonderful.
Sure.
From the get-go.
Sure.
And then we have several pieces that actually give back specifically to certain charities as well.
Awesome. Well, and Just Jewelry, JJ Boutique, the global headquarters is right here in Springboro.
That's right.
Right here on Pioneer Boulevard.
That's correct.
Holy cow. I mean, how neat is that?
It's wonderful. It's wonderful to be a part of a company that is local and employs people in the community.
Sure.
And it's kind of cool when I place an order, I can just jettison over to Pioneer Boulevard to pick up my product.
Very cool, very cool. Let's take a look at some of the products that give back.
Yeah, let's do that. So we have our red dress collection. We have this beautiful necklace and this heart bracelet that when you purchase either one of these two pieces, the company gives back to the American Heart Association.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah, and then over here we have some pieces that are the breast cancer pieces, which I'm wearing a shirt that is part of that collection. We have a couple of necklaces, earrings, and some beautiful bracelets that when you purchase any of these items, the company gives back to the American Cancer Society.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yes, and then, but that doesn't, we're not ending there yet. Okay.
So we have the Heart Association, the Cancer Association.
Yes. And we have some really cool pieces for that we give back to Autism Speaks.
Oh wow, okay.
So we have we call it the autism bracelet, and it has the colors that represent autism.
Sure.
And then I have this little puzzle piece earrings, and we have the charm.
Very nice.
So that's really cool. So I love talking about this piece, but we'll want to walk over here a little bit.
Sure, here.
So when you purchase this bracelet or this shirt,
the love will set us free.
Love will set us free. Love that.
I love this.
Yes, I know. So if you purchase either the shirt or the bracelet, the company will give back 10% to the Oasis House, which is actually in Dayton, Ohio. So think about that. Every consultant in Just Jewelry or JJ Boutique, when they, are purchasing for their customers these items, 10% is coming back to Dayton to help stop human trafficking.
Wow. So Oasis House works with human trafficking victims.
That's correct.
Wow.
That's correct. To kind of get them reestablished and help them and
Sure. Help them find their place in this world.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
Definitely.
This is beautiful.
One to not be forgotten.
Yes.
There is a lovely bracelet over here. It's called Faith, Hope, Love. And our company, when you buy this bracelet, you are actually buying 2 Plumpy Nut products that actually help reverse malnutrition in third world countries.
Wow. So you educated me. Plumpy Nut is a product that was created to help fight malnutrition. It's similar to peanut butter, but it's full of, nutrition, vitamins, all the things that are necessary that these people suffering aren't getting.
That's correct.
Wow.
That's correct. And so when you purchase a bracelet for $20, you are actually providing 2 packets to a child in a third world country.
That's a noble cause.
That is.
It really is. Wow. Well, Carla, thank you so much for joining us today. And
thank you for having me.
Thank
So
you,
exciting.
New Spring Church, for allowing us to be here. It's a beautiful building.
Thank you.
And, thank you so much for all you're doing for our community.
Yes. And I appreciate you having me and allowing me to showcase Just Jewelry and JJ Boutique.
Wonderful. Thank you.
As always, Carla, thank you so much for being on the show. We do appreciate it. It's that time. Drum roll. Meet your neighbor. Part 1. Jim Kilgore. He is obviously a stinker, I call him, because he's always doing something. But let's go see Jim and see what he's got to say about the Meet Your Neighbor segment, Part 1. Hey, Jim, I can tell you enough how much it is appreciated to have you on the show as your Meet Your Neighbor segment, Part 1. Jim Kilgore, Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Well, my wife and I have 6 children. She owns a business as well as myself. I'm a financial advisor here in town, and we've lived in Springboro since I retired from the Air Force in 2014. She and I have 6 kids together, and just glad to be here. Love the community.
Okay, well, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself, your background. I mean, you know, you and I hooked up here a while back and hit it off really good because of all your military experience. How many years did you serve our country?
Well, 20 to be exact. I spent 20 years in the Air Force. I'm from the Dayton, Ohio area, and I joined the Air Force in 1995 and spent a few years stationed in Florida. And then I became a recruiter, spent the remainder of my career as a recruiter and bounced around every 2.5 to 3 years and lived in about 7 different states over that time. And when I got ready to retire from the Air Force, I just moved back home essentially, back to the Dayton area. And my wife and I went to high school together, and so we're just back here with my parents. My dad still lives in the area and her parents are in the area, so it felt like the natural place to go.
So where were any of your tours in the Air Force?
Well, from Florida I moved back to Ohio actually. I started my recruiting career out in Newark, Ohio, and then went from there to New Orleans, Louisiana, and recruited there for about 2 years. Then from there to Little Rock, Arkansas. From Little Rock to Oklahoma City to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and then that's where I retired, came back here. When I was in Florida, I did a couple of deployments, one to Kuwait and one to Qatar in the Middle East. Yeah, I did some time in the Middle East, played in the sand for a little while, and but it was a good career, enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's tremendous. I always love to hear about someone who served the military and honor that great red, white, and blue flag that you have behind you.
It was an honor to do it. I enjoyed every minute of it, and very proud of that.
So you're taking your GI Bill, so to speak, and making that work for you and your new career.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm finishing up my degree in personal financial planning from Indiana Wesleyan, letting the GI Bill pay for that. And I should mention that my 2 oldest kids are both Marines, and which I know you're happy with. And my oldest son is actually out. He's 24. He's separated from the Marines. He's using his GI Bill at Sinclair right now to get a degree.
You earned it. Use it.
Absolutely. And then my second oldest son is stationed out in California, and I'm sure he'll utilize his when he's done.
Okay. Well, you know, you're talking about the military. Let's switch gears. Stay with the military.
Sure.
But let's switch gears and talk about your part of your. Besides being a financial analyst, you're also now a Warren County Veteran Service Commissioner.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell the veterans in Warren County and anybody watching this show or anybody they know and a family member if they want to have some assistance, some of the things you do.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple months ago, I saw the opportunity to take an open position that was available on the Warren County Veteran Service Commission. And what they do, any veteran in Warren County that needs some type of assistance, whether that's help filing a VA claim or maybe they've hit some tough financial times, they can come into the Veteran Service Office down in Lebanon and do an application for some emergency financial relief, and they will review their application and help them with a lot of different things.
Well, they're going to be at the expo, so a lot of people, 8,000 people come out to that, so I'm sure if they want to, and it's really easy to go online and find it if you Google it, so that's, yeah.
And they do a lot of transportation to and from medical appointments. They do 600 or 700.
That's a biggie right there.
Yeah, 600 or 700 appointments a year.
It's a lot.
It's a ton. So they do a lot of.
They take care of the veterans. Nothing but accolades for them. Yeah. Great job you guys are doing.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Okay, Sergeant Kilgore. And what's your official? Master
Sergeant.
Master
retired,
Sergeant
yes.
Retired Kilgore. Thanks for being with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Take care.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jim, so much for being on the show, but thanks also for being in our military and serving our country for 20 years. That's quite a commitment. Well, Carol, as we close out the show, tell the audience about that great Hometown Expo.
Well, everybody, March 17th at the Springboro High School from 10 till 3 will be this year's expo event. We're expecting a huge crowd as always. We have about 200 businesses that will have booths, and we are so excited that you can come and enjoy it. It's a free event. Enter to win lots of prizes. We have over $20,000 in prizes this year. Wow. So we are very excited. And for those viewers who are seeing this in April, we hope you enjoyed our expo. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, and she lays in the weeds and doesn't say much, but she has done one heck of a job on that expo, building it to where it is today. Thank you so much, Carol. That is a great community event, and it's so wonderful to have it in our backyard. So thanks for all you do. Thanks. So until the next show, part 2 coming up right around the corner, Carrie, Carol, and me are saying so long. Here we go. Bye. Bye.